why is this visit important? What are the takeaways you think? And how do we sum up India's traditional relationship with Japan, sir?
I think an extremely important visit. There are several angles to it. First of all, of course, Japan's technology prowess and India's skill development programs, India's youth power, knowledge power in India, and with having so many of the CEOs in America of Indian origin. So I think now Japan, which had been keeping away from India for a very long time, I think in the last decade or so, they have taken very strong partnership with India as one of their major plans for future. That's number one. Second is that Japan and India are both members of Quad. So it is not really looking backwards as many of the scholars and commentators are doing, that we are going back to RIC, Russia, India, China partnership, we are going back to SCO, we are going back to developing special relations with Russia and China, as happened in 1971 when America was totally against us and sent its nuclear ships to bamboozle India. No, so I think that is the other thing. It's very important to convey that it is where India is working for the future. Japan partnership with India is for the future. And so we want a better relationship in Asia, in the world. And if President Trump feels that India is the key country which can bring Russia around to have more peaceful relations in Europe with Ukraine and the NATO countries, I think India should keep in mind that it's not entirely wrong. And therefore, we should do our signaling properly. And the government is doing that. That it is not just partnering with the old friends, which of course we cannot go away with that because there is a legacy kind of an arrangement. There is a trust between Russia and India where we have been transferring technology from one to the other and the other has been using it effectively. Look at China. China transferred some weapons to Pakistan and Pakistan could not use them effectively. So therefore, that difference is there. We have to keep in mind that with America, we have invested a lot in building up a relationship for this century. Not only because we want to work against the interests of other countries. It's not expansion of NATO towards Asia. It's the expansion and widening of the NATO perspective to bring about peaceful relations in Asia and the world. And therefore, India has a unique role to play in that. I mean, if our Prime Minister can talk to Zelensky and President Putin and to President Trump, I think we should keep up that thing very much in mind for the future. Not go back and say, okay, 1971 moment has come, and so we have to now say that we are totally being cornered by America and Pakistan, and they are trying to befriend China. And so, therefore, we have to go about building a kind of relationship as fighting from a cornered place. No, I think what we have to keep in mind is that America is trying to put pressure on India to remain a good partner of America. But they want India to behave in the same way as the European Union or UK would behave and say, okay, sir, you tell us what we have to do, we will do accordingly. India will not be able to do it because India has a unique value to provide, and therefore we should not forget about that.
Absolutely.
So neither should we go back to the future, nor should we go to the European side and accept that as the our
Absolutely.
perspective.